Today, we're going to be doing the predicted lineup for Chelsea versus West Ham. This is going to be a big one because we lost to Southampton. How embarrassing. We didn't have a chance of winning that anyway. That's what made it worse. But let's move on to the actual predicted lineup. So let's go. Before I continue, welcome to Chelsea Plus. If you don't mind liking and subscribing, we've just reached 700 subscribers, so I'm so close to 800. If you don't mind helping me out subscribing, it'll make me happy. Back to the video though. So I'm going to start off in goal. Now I am going to say it's fairly obvious who's in goal. It is going to be Edouard Mendy, but should he be looking over his head for Kepa? I mean, personally, I don't really like Kepa, not because he's a bad keeper. I just don't like him in this league. I feel like in the air, he's not good at demanding his box. And when you take a long shot, for example, like the FA Cup final, it's bound to go in if it's hit nicely. But Edouard Mendy, I do hope can gain some form. He wasn't that bad against Southampton, but he could do a lot better because he's not making any world-class save anymore. He's just doing the average Joe stuff. And to get back on those levels, the world-class levels, I need a confident Mendy. So he's in goal. Now the back line is a little bit controversial. I've gone with Chalobah, Thiago Silva and Reece James. Now I'd love Fofana to come in, but he is 21 years old and he hasn't played with us as of yet. He's only had one training session. So maybe the Champions League game against Dynamo next week Tuesday may be a good game for Fofana to jump in. But right now, I would stick with what we've been doing with Chalobah and Thiago Silva as the main centre-backs, and Reece James kind of being given that free role to push much forward to where he's meant to be. So that's my back three. We all know Thiago Silva, he picks himself. Chalobah, I'm hoping he picks up form, but he's not being too bad. Remember the game against Tottenham? That was literally a couple of weeks ago. We're all raving about him. So let's get back to the levels. That's my back three. Now my four would be Cucurella, Jorginho, Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Now I feel like Jorginho and Kovacic pretty much picked themselves. There isn't anyone else we can play in that centre mid position other than, let's just say, a Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But I do prefer Ruben Loftus-Cheek out wide. He looks much better. We all saw against Southampton, he's not that good in the middle as a pivot, especially in a double pivot. It was in the 3 where he has a license to roam forward, like in the 4-3-3 Sarri season. I'll be a lot more happier with Ruben Loftus-Cheek there. But on this system, with Reece James pushing forward, I do love Ruben Loftus-Cheek here, and dare I say he's been one of our better players this season. Cucurella as well is another controversial one because Ben Chilwell is ready to come in. But I've got to say Cucurella has been class, so Cucurella has to be it for me. And J5, Jorginho, he picks himself. There's no one else that can play his position right now other than Zakaria. Let's wait a few days for him to come in. So that's my midfield and wing backs. And last of all, my front three. I'm going to go with Sterling, Mason Mount and Broja. Now Sterling, he's been incredible this season. 3 goals, 1 assist already, and he definitely looks like the best player in attack for sure. Him and Thiago Silva have been the best players, I gotta say it. They looked head and shoulders above everyone else, and you can tell Sterling has something to prove, which I didn't think he would have after winning that many Premier Leagues, but he looks hungry. He tries very hard, it doesn't always work out, but he's definitely the head of our attack. Now Mason Mount, he's a bit of a hit and miss. He had some good sparks against Southampton, like for the goal. Mason Mount did play a big part in it. I really want him to pick form because he is a crucial player. Mason Mount, if you look at last year's stats, he was the best, or one of the best players. And the year before that, he was our best player. So Mason Mount, I need him to pick up form. And I can't really think of anyone else that can replace him. Pulisic doesn't look too good right now. Ziyech as well. So I'm picking Mason Mount. Money Mace, pick up form. And hey, I can even see him scoring a goal. And up front, Broja. Now Havertz, it could easily be Kai Havertz, easily. I'm picking Broja here. I don't really think Broja's going to be playing, but if there's something from what I saw from the Southampton game, he looks hungry as well. Broja and Sterling, yeah, I can see it. And actually, I do want to see Kai Havertz a little bit deeper, maybe in the Mason Mount role. So I'm hoping with Aubameyang, our main 2 strikers could be Aubameyang and Broja, and Kai Havertz can be moved somewhere else because he has got good traits, but his worst traits are his finishing at the moment and in the final third. So maybe him a bit further back. We saw him at Bayern Leverkusen. maybe him a little bit further back could be a big thing. So what do you guys think about my predicted lineup? I'm also going to show you what it could look like in a 4-2-2-2, because I think when we play this formation, it pretty much goes into like a 4-2-2-2, which I love. But what do you guys think? Do you think Kai Havertz is definitely starting? Is Mason Mount off? And tell me about Jorginho. Is there anyone that can replace him right now? Because he is in stinky form right now. Well, yeah, that's it from me. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.